you in the club?
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Kaylee. Today I am making the baby dragon Spike from My Little Pony. So today you're going to need some coloring pages of Spike, a cutting board, a water bottle, a rolling pin, and these 3 tools, which you can find in the baking section at a craft store. This one is like a spiky wheel, this one is used for smoothing, and this one is used for cutting out Play-Doh. But it's actually not sharp. And you're also going to need Play-Doh, of course, and saran wrap. Okay, let's get started. For the first step, roll out any color of Play-Doh and cover that with saran wrap, and then cover that with your coloring page. So you want to make sure that your Play-Doh is wide enough to cover your whole design, and then you can trace it out with the spiky part of this spiky wheel. I never really used this side, just this one. And when you first trace it out, you want to go on the very outside of the black line, or even just a little bit beyond it, because this part isn't going to show and we want it to be big enough to hold all the layers that we're going to make. And then once you've traced that out, then lift off the coloring page and cut out your design with the blade tool. And then once it's all cut out, you can lift off the saran wrap and pull away all the extra Play-Doh. And now we have the first layer done of Spike. So I'm going to set this layer aside, but I'm going to go ahead and roll out some lavender Play-Doh for his body. Once you have that rolled out, you can cover it with saran wrap and lay your coloring page right on top again. This time I'm only going to be tracing around his arm, his legs and feet, his body, and his tail, not including his spikes, because those are green. And his underbelly is green too, so we're going to leave that part out as well. Peel off the saran wrap and pull away all the extra Play-Doh really carefully so that your design doesn't tear. And now with this lavender layer, I'm going to match it up with his tail, like that. And remember, we're leaving room for his underbelly, and then match it up with his feet too. And once you have it in place, just kind of press it lightly with your fingers. And don't worry about the edges right now, because we're going to come back with the purple outline later. And I'll just set that part aside and work on the next layer. Next up, I have some more lavender Play-Doh rolled out, covered in saran wrap, and now I'll be working on his head. Okay, once you've got that all traced out, you can cut it out with the blade tool. And then I'll lift off that saran wrap and pull away the extra Play-Doh. Now I'm just going to fit his little hand where it goes. There we go. Now we're ready to work on his underbelly. Okay, once you've rolled out some green Play-Doh, you can lay on your coloring page one more time and trace out his underbelly. So I'm going to do this in 2 sections. First this one and then this one. And I'm just going to lightly trace over where these lines are. And I'm actually going to go ahead and trace this one out too at the same time. And then lift off that paper and cut them out. Okay, and using the blade tool, I'm just going to trace over the lines that I made so that I know where to put my outline later. Lift off the saran wrap and pull away all the extra Play-Doh. And now we can layer his underbelly on, one under his tail and one under his chin. And we're also going to make outlines, so if the edges aren't totally perfect, don't worry so much about that right now. Now it's time to do his spikes on his head and his back. Okay, now I've got some green laid out, and I'm going to trace around his spikes. And then lift off the saran wrap and gently pull away all the extra Play-Doh. Okay, so there's all his spikes, and now I'm ready to cut out the spikes for his head. Okay, and now we just have to make the little spike that's right here that's like a feather, and this one is a lighter shade of green. So I'm going to take some of this Play-Doh and mix it with some white, and see right here where it doesn't match up, so you can always kind of spread it out with the ball tool to get it to match up. And we're also going to put a line there, so that'll kind of cover up this space as well. Also, don't forget to spray your design with water every once in a while so that it doesn't dry out. Okay, so now I have some white Play-Doh rolled out, and I'm going to trace Spike's eye, and then peel off the saran wrap, place his eye right on top, and just press it in with my finger. And then right above his eye, he has a little eyebrow, so I'm just making a line with my blade tool so that I know where to come back with my line later. Okay, now I'm going to trace out the colored part of his eye, And that part goes on the very inside. Okay, and then for the reflection part, I'm just going to roll out a tiny piece of Play-Doh into like an oval shape and place that right on his eye, and then get a tiny bit of black, and then I'm just rolling it into an oblong shape. Okay, now that that's done, we're ready to work on the outline. So for the outline, I'm going to be using purple. Usually I use black, but I think the purple will look better. Alright guys, and here's what Spike looks like with all of his outline done. What do you think? If you want to see more fun Play-Doh tutorials like this one, just let me know by clicking on the thumbs up. And leave a comment and let me know who you'd like to see me do next. This is Kaylee for DCTC, and thanks for watching!